This is a special edition of Baseball Primetime with Mike Collins reporting tonight from New York.
From here at Grand Central Terminal, Yankee fans board 4 trains to get to the Bronx and visit Yankee Stadium, while Mets fans board the 7 train to reach Queens and Shea Stadium. But no matter which fan is boarding which train, they are both very optimistic for the 2007 season, it appears, Jay.
Right, Mike, and they very well should be. Last year, both teams went deep into the season. They've retooled in the offseason. Both fans are passionate, hungry, they want to win. They have great expectations, and it's going to be one heck of a summer here in New York City.
Just like the horns honking behind me say. It can't be easy, but both the New York Mets and the New York Yankees are trying to keep up with the relentless pace of New York City. This past season, both New York teams reached the playoffs. We will start by looking at the Yankees. They won the American League East this past season with 97 wins, but were quickly eliminated in the first round by a surprise Detroit team which ended up reaching the World Series. The Yankees have been trying to make off-season moves to bring more youth to their team since their roster is becoming very old in age.
And the Yankees, I don't know, it's we're getting so many old pitchers, but the Yankees, I feel they're going to turn it around.
Despite this fan's valid assertion, he still believes the Yankees' push to bring back 44-year-old right-hander Roger Clemens makes sense.
Roger is definitely a different type of older person. I mean, the way he conditioned himself, so he's a smart pitcher. He's a pitcher now. He's not a power pitcher. So, I mean, if he do come back, we will welcome him because he knows what he's doing.
Baseball Primetime analyst Jay Manchie.
Last year, Roger Clemens had a 2.30 ERA at age 44. He can still pitch, and he is still an ace. He's definitely the veteran leader that can anchor the pitching staff, and he can definitely help the Yankees.
The Yankees did not welcome back 43-year-old southpaw Randy Johnson to the team. Moreover, they traded him to Arizona over the winter. Johnson's tenure in New York is met with mixed reviews by fans.
Well, I like him. I actually liked him because he's tall and he can throw the ball real fast. He's more washed up, of course, but when he was with the Diamondbacks, he kind of played like the best baseball of his career.
Besides making personnel changes, fans are also looking for more out of their current players. When this gentleman was asked about who he expects more out of this season, he responded with the most common response. What player do you expect more out of this year?
More than last year? Alex Rodriguez.
Come on, A-Rod. Play the game right. Who cares about the media? Because it's New York City. We have the most pennants ever.
Baseball Primetime analyst Jay Manchie.
Last year, Alex Rodriguez had a subpar year. To make matters worse, he let the media affect his performance on the field. If the Yankees want to succeed, they need A-Rod to replicate his MVP performance of 2 years ago.
And now on to the New York Mets. Last year, they won the National League East Division with 97 wins, the same amount of wins as the New York Yankees. And also, they made it all the way to Game 7 of the League Championship Series before they were eliminated by the St. Louis Cardinals. Prior to 2006, their last playoff appearance was in 2000. As a result, critics of the team think that last year served as an anomaly. However, many New Yorkers believe that the Mets are a fully capable ball club.
Definitely. I think the Mets been for real for the longest. It's just that they didn't have the right players, the role players, and not necessarily coach. I mean, what I know about sports is that the players will play for a coach that they agree with. You know what I'm saying? If they fit into his philosophy, they will go away. They will go a long way.
Unlike the Yankees, the Mets have many up-and-coming stars, and fans have high expectations for them.
David Wright and Jose Reyes. Those are the up-and-coming ball players.
Jay Manchie.
David Wright had 26 home runs and 116 RBIs last year at the age of 24. Jose Reyes hit 300 with 19 home runs and 81 RBIs at the age of 23. They have a whole lot of potential. To put their potential into perspective, their combined age is only 3 years greater than Roger Clemens is.
It is clear that New Yorkers are optimistic about the players on both the Yankees and the Mets. Sure enough, they are just as optimistic about their team's performances in the coming season.
What do you expect from the Yankees this year?
Finally win it after 7 years now winning the World Series. They have to win.
Subway Series, I'm looking for that again.
They're going to do it this year. Let's go Mets.
161st Street and River Avenue. Will there be a 27th World Series this year?
Will there be a 27th World Series this year? Is that how many?
They've won 26.
They've won 26? Wow. I thought it was something like 24, 25. Listen, 27th World Series this year.
Unfortunately for these fans, nothing is guaranteed, but the odds are in their favor, believe it or not. Remarkably, the Yankees and the Mets are the favored teams to win the World Series outright for their respective leagues. The Yankees and Mets are at 5-1 and 6.5-1 favorites, respectively. The closest team to that figure are the Boston Red Sox, resting at 9-1. We will be anxiously waiting for a New York baseball season which is poised to be just as fast and exciting as the Big Apple itself. In our local Holmdel Hornets news tonight, the Rogie Field renovation project is currently continuing and it is now entering its final phase. This project involves redoing the entire football field and the track encompassing it. With more on that tonight, we join Holmdel High School's John Sidlacek, who's standing by outside the Rogie Field. John, good evening.
Good evening to you, Mike. I'm currently standing outside Rogie Field as the renovation project nears its final stages of completion.
The Rogie Field renovation project was originally conceived over 2 years ago, when school and town officials conducted a study to find the best ways to improve Holmdel's recreational facilities. Frank Corrado is one of the co-chairmen of the improvement committee, and he recently appeared on Holmdel High School television.
At that time, it was determined that probably one of the best ways we can improve the facilities here was to actually improve the field here at the high school, which is known as Rogie Memorial Field.
This ambitious project began by removing the natural grass off the old field. This was followed by a complete reconstruction of the underlying level of dirt, since the original field had been plagued with ground seepage after large amounts of precipitation. After this dirt base was laid out and the field was leveled off, the artificial surface known as field turf was installed. This was the most time-consuming phase of the construction. While the field was being completed, a layer of asphalt was laid along the outside of the field, marking the first step in the track reconstruction. The track is still awaiting some finishing touches, but is expected to be completed in the next few days, well in advance of the outdoor track season. Shortly after the football field was completed, it was open for usage.
We had our first event there on October 1st where Pop Warner played, which I thought was a fitting game since it wasn't a high school event, but was a community event for all our local Pop Warner football players.
The first high school event on the field followed thereafter. The inaugural game involved a special halftime ceremony where local dignitaries and high school students came together to celebrate the opening of this new facility. The Rogie Field renovation project has proven to be very expensive, with a price tag of $1.6 million. Per the original agreement, the original cost is to be split evenly between the public and private sector. The Holmdel Town Council has paid $800,000 of the cost, with the balance coming from donations in the private sector. This project has helped rally the community and increased Hornet pride. Committee co-chairman Bob Evanson spoke to this reality.
And I think the goal was, and I think we've achieved it, is a field that will be a crown jewel in Holmdel.
Holmdel High School is buzzing over the new facilities, and the Holmdel Hornets athletes cannot wait to sting their opponents on the new field turf. From Rogie Field, John Sidlacek for Baseball Primetime.
Tonight here on Baseball Primetime, we are debuting a new segment named Running the Bases. Our director, Dave Levine, has teamed up with others to look at the fundamentals of baseball which minor leaguers need in order to play their recreational baseball game since the spring is fast approaching. We now join Dave Levine this evening, running the bases.
Hi, I'm David Levine, director of Baseball Primetime. On a weekly basis, I work behind the scenes to present baseball analysis in the most entertaining way possible, and to educate young fans on the finer points of the game. This edition of Baseball Primetime welcomes a new segment called Running the Bases. For the next few weeks, we'll discuss the fundamentals of baseball. From Derek Jeter to David Wright and everybody in between, all professional ball players practice those basics to make those unassisted triple plays and underhand shovels look easy. These tips will help make you the best player you can be. So let's get right to it. Catching. While any play begins in the pitcher's hands, the true fate of any baseball game lies in the catcher's domain. Shall I call a slider or a curve, inside or out, infield shallow or deep, outfield shift or not? All these potential strategies fly through the catcher's mind in a matter of seconds. Any single pitch can change the course of a game or season, and it is the general's responsibility to make the right call. Tonight we'll review the most important aspect of the game, the different pitches a catcher can call. And now to the pitches. The fastball, the flamethrower, the high cheese. This pitch is mostly used in high ball, low strike counts. The changeup, the floater, the question mark, pulling the string. Using the same motion as a fastball, the pitcher uses this ball to fool the batter and to get an easy strike. The curveball, the Uncle Charlie, the breaking ball. On 2 strike counts, the pitcher uses this pitch to strike out the batter as the ball drops precipitously from the strike zone. Next week on Baseball Primetime, we'll be discussing the infield fly rule when we're running the bases.
And that's our report here on Baseball Primetime, this special edition from Times Square and